Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. Today we're going to go through the unit Persephone, and the reason for that is because she is a phantom and I've not covered the phantom synergy before, not properly. So what I want to do is just go through the different teams that she's on and also her abilities, attacks and passive abilities as well, and just break them down, and we'll see where it goes. So to begin with, she is on the Avengers team, and very early on she is quite a powerful unit within the Avengers synergy. So early to mid game, you're going to want to level her up to probably 2 or 3 stars, or sorry, 7 or 8 stars, just to make sure that she's got some synergies active and she's got a bit of defense as well as a high amount of healing. She is pretty much the only healer that is on the Avengers team that's non-DD. Of course, you've got Lachesis, who works quite well with her, but Persephone really early to mid game is the unit that you want to go for if you are going to try and build a decent Avengers team. The next one is the Shadow Arcs, and she is one of the better units within the Shadow Arcs. You do have a number of good units within the Shadow Arcs team, like Mavis. You also have Ellie, who is a good staple within the Ethereals team early on. Solomon, Franz, Anubia, Sandra, a lot of relatively good units within the Shadow Arc synergy that all do provide dodge, which does build into Persephone's exclusive runes, which I'll get into a second. And the final one is Phantoms. So Phantoms are a relatively good team, very difficult to fight against when they're on the enemy team, because the Phantom synergy is the reason that the units do keep coming back to life. And there are a number of free-to-play or epic units that are part of the Phantom synergy. So you've got Gerald, and you have Brutus as well, who can link up rather well in a Phantom build if you do need to build one. You do have Minotaur, who's part of the Phantom build, and you'll often see a combination of mainly Mystifiers plus Persephone and Minotaur to get the Phantom build going as well. So that's a breakdown of her teams. So Phantom synergy: when ally dies, 2 other random fallen allies are revived, restoring 30% of max HP. This effect can be triggered only 2 times per battle. Now I believe that is 2 times per ally, so you can have that up to a maximum of 10 revives, which is very useful, especially if the enemies are very strong. Now Persephone, when you get into her abilities, her ultimate, Persephone releases soul power to heal all allies, providing HP equal to 135% of her own attack, plus 5% of the target's max HP, and grants fortitude to the target with the lowest HP for 1 round. That fortitude effect is a very powerful effect, so while fortitude is active, the target is protected for a minimum of 1 HP when damage is taken. This effect can be dispelled, so there are units out there like I believe Lily and Leah, who do dispel fortitude on action, or Talanas, I believe, also dispels fortitude, but you won't be running into those too early on within the actual early to mid game. So it is a very powerful ability, keeping one of your units alive. Usually the slot 1 unit will remain active, which is why I'll show you the Avengers build that I used to use. It's very, very powerful early to mid game. So the next ability, Persephone's Soul Whisper, heal the 3 ally units with the lowest HP, providing equal to 75% of her own attack, plus 5% of the target's max HP, and applies 2 stacks of heal rate boost. So the heal rate boost isn't too effective, it just increases the amount of healing that you do have, but it is 2 stacks for 3 allies, so it can be quite effective if you're going for a heal build. It is something to look out for, but again, healing, it doesn't factor too much into winning, as long as your units are alive. they should be fine, and there are passive heals as well. But it still doesn't detract from the fact that Persephone, the higher her attack, the more she will heal, and typically it is a full heal for the units, for her ultimate and for her active ability as well. So the next one, the first passive that she has, Elegy. When Persephone is deployed, the limit of healing boost stacks increases by 5. And then when you get her up to 11 stars, every 1% increase in Persephone's dodge additionally increases her attack by 1%. So increasing all of the heals that you'll get every time she does, or for every percentage in dodge increase. And the last one is Mercy. So every 1% in Persephone's dodge additionally increases her attack by 1%. Now, if you've not got her up to 12 stars, that is a 0.5% increase in dodge, additionally increases 0.5% in attack. And finally, the Oath Force 1, which is attack plus 5, HP plus 5, defense plus 5 as well. Within her talents, I've only got her up to epic talents. You can go further if you do want to, so it would increase the dodge chance up to 30% and cure rate up to 30%, which does lean into her exclusive runes. So if you do want to invest in Persephone, best to get her talents up to legendary and get her exclusive runes, and I'll show you that in just a second. Now the exclusive runes, I've gone for all heal rate. You can go for all dodge, and I think I probably will if I do ever get her exclusive runes. And the reason for that, so she's got pessimism removal, so it removes all pessimism, can only perform basic attacks and attack decreased by 30%. It's a very powerful ability, that pessimism, but not many units do apply it. The first exclusive runes, so if you get her up to epic exclusives or the gold exclusives, after Persephone successfully dodges, there's a 40% chance to apply stun to 2 random enemies for 1 round. It's useful within PvE content that's not bosses. So if say for example you're going in the Lost City or you're going in Palace of Penrose, you can activate this as well as within a couple of the different trials as well. Persephone's exclusive runes are very useful. Now, the red exclusive runes, after Persephone successfully dodges, she has a 100% chance to apply stun to 2 random enemies for 1 round. So effectively, if you put her in slot 1, where the most attacks are going, and she dodges all of the attacks, then if you do have her red exclusive runes, she will stun the majority of the enemy team. Now, it is difficult to quantify, primarily because the later stages in sort of the Rift Odyssey and against other, say, Glorian PvP battles, it won't be as effective because you won't be able to stun them. You'll just get the dodge chance. So it is worth it to invest in her if you do have the excess runes. But again, there are other videos outlining which runes you should go for, especially on Chrono Mirage's YouTube channel, and I'll try and link that down below as well. So yeah, not for me. I did absolutely love Persephone when I first started out. It's because she works so well with Selene, and I'll show you that in some gameplay now. So if we go to start with an Avengers mission, let's see if I've done this one, and it's Verdant. Here we go, Avengers Synergy. So let's pop Persephone in here. So we'll start out with Sal. Sal is your main damage dealer for your Avengers team. So let's pop Persephone in, and let's go with Mavis as well. Now Mavis is a very interesting character to pair alongside with Persephone because she does buff Persephone. If you have a look at her passive ability here, when Mavis is deployed, the number of targets affected by the Fortitude effect of Persephone's soul salvation increases by 1, and the duration is extended by 2 rounds. So instead of just having the 1 unit affected by her Fortitude effect, you will get 2 units affected by Fortitude effect. It's a very powerful ability. for you to link up with. So if you do have a Mavis that's 9 stars, you'll be able to get that absolutely no problem. Yeah, so I'm not going to go into Mavis right now because she is a relatively new unit. You may have a copy of her. You really want to get her up to that 11-star mark for her to be super effective. But for now, we'll just try a basic Avengers team and we'll see how well this goes. So I'm just going to put in, I will put in Janna and I will put in Arkdina on this one just because of the Deviant synergy and the Holy Shield effect. Sal should be buffed up enough from Persephone. So we'll just have to see. I've got all of the Avengers relics in here. So the Healing Vase, Blades of Chaos, and the Hand of Tyr as well. So we'll see how well this goes. I suspect this one's going to be a fail, primarily because the Avengers team are the slowest team that I have ever had the pleasure of dealing with. Really, I love the Avengers team, but they just go so slowly. For them to get all of their buffs, you need your units to effectively die, which is counterintuitive. So we got the healing from Persephone there, which increased Sal's attack and damage, giving him a little bit of extra damage, as well as applying the fortitude. So you see the purple at the bottom. It might be not too clear, but there is a purple light at the bottom of the screen here of each character in the front too, and that's Persephone's ultimate ability, applying that fortitude effect as well. So yeah, quite a useful ability, especially if you don't want your units at the front dying. It can be very effective in the Rift Expedition or Rift Odyssey, where you can use the shield artifact. So if one of your frontline units isn't dead, the rest of units won't die either. So it is just something to keep in mind. We'll see another full heal here, and the fortitude effect apply again, and hopefully Janna will do a bit of extra damage because our units have been dying a fair bit and reviving. Get a healing vase in there. It looks like Janna is down, but because we've got 5 Avengers, it looks like she will come back with full buffs for next round as well. Persephone down, unfortunately, is what it is. She's not super strong. She doesn't take damage very well, unfortunately, which is why sometimes you do have to hide her. And I would suggest, as she is quite a powerful healer, that you do have to hide her. Probably putting her across from the archer there is not it's not a wise choice, but we do get Janna's passive to trigger as well. Unfortunately, no more healing on the team, but Janna there to take out the majority of the units, and that is because a lot of our units have died already, so she does get quite a strong or quite a large attack buff. Hopefully Mavis to finish things out here. And unfortunately we do get the fail on this mission, but it did display Persephone's healing ability, which is what we were really interested in. So as you can see, Avengers, one of the slowest teams in the game. And what I will do now is I'm just going to go to a Shadow Arc stage, and we'll build a different Shadow Arc team. So we'll take out Janna, going to put in Atrops, and we will go with Solomon. Now Solomon pairs very well with Persephone because he does link up in the Avengers synergy and also in the Shadow Arc synergy as well, and he works well with Sal, as he does pair with the Avengers synergy and also with the Strikers synergy. So a good unit to have around, just to make sure that he is your tank effectively for your Avengers team, with Selene being DPS and Persephone being heal. So these 3 units here will be the core of your early to mid game Avengers runs. Quite a powerful team, and if you want to bolster up the team, you would put an Atrops in there. You can also consider putting Ellie in there, as she does link up with the Shadow Arc synergy with Solomon and Persephone, and also the Striker synergy with Selene and Solomon as well. So for now, because it's a Shadow Arcs run, we will put Mavis in there. I'm just going to switch Mavis with Solomon, because I found that when Mavis does die, it is pretty effective if you do have her at the 11 stars. So I'm going to put Atrops in the bottom here, just to give the team additional attack and get the Striker synergy in, as well as the 3 Shadow Arc synergy. We'll just see how this one goes. Now the Shadow Arc synergy can be the most powerful team in the game, I believe, and the reason for that is because of the dodge chance that they get. So as you can see, I've got the 2, I've got full dodge runes for my Sal, because he increases his own attack whenever his dodge chance is increased, and I've also got the dodge runes in for Solomon as well. So that's a bit strange how we don't get a revive on that one, but I think potentially this is definitely a loss, because we're not going to do nearly enough damage, as Sal didn't revive. That was really weird. Maybe there's a unit there like Boji or Merlin, Stannard, one of these units who stops revival. I don't know. I don't think that is the case, but it is what it is. So as you can see, we're not doing altogether too much damage on this one, and we really do rely on Mavis when she does come back to do the damage. But again, I've not got her at the star level required for her to be able to do that. So I think this one is a loss, and I think we can try a different Shadow Arcs team if we really wanted to, but I just wanted to display that dodge can be a very effective tool, especially on this Shadow Arcs team that takes a lot of damage very quickly. You see Mavis doing a fair amount of damage there. Again, that's because of the build up over time, the increase in attacks a lot of the time as well. So healing and attack going up, so Mavis can be a very powerful unit. Here, as you can see, doing a fair bit of damage, but again, she'll keep coming back over and over again. I think potentially even changing out Atrops for Janna might solve this one. So let's try that one. So Janna is the D&D hero, which I think might be the most effective here. The reason that I've got Sal in this front slot is primarily because of the healing vase. So you see we get the healing vase on the first turn here, so it increases Sal's damage and attack, and also because Persephone before Mavis was introduced would give fortitude to this slot here. So it is a very good slot for Sal to be in. He does take a fair bit of damage, but at the moment he's got the fortitude effect applied, so he should see a much better run here. We'll see Janna dealing a fair amount of damage, Blades of Chaos coming down to protect the team, and then Sal doing much more damage than we did last time. Hopefully with a bit more of oomph, we can clear this stage. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, especially with Janna down at the bottom here. Unfortunately, we do keep getting a miss on the enemy Persephone. The Shadow Arc synergy always seems much stronger against the other units on the enemy team, is what I meant to say. So yeah, I just don't know, like the synergy here with you Shadow Arcs, it just doesn't seem to provide enough of a dodge chance. It really doesn't. And I think that they do need to buff that up for the Shadow Arcs, specifically up to 50 or 70% dodge chance for the team. If you do have 5 Shadow Arcs, I think it would be really powerful for this particular team. So we get the heal again here. Unfortunately, we don't have a large amount of healers within the Avengers team, so we can't really We can't really boost Sal up to his full potential. He does have 20 stacks of attack and 5 defensive boosts, so he's doing a fair bit of damage when he does attack. So we should see this over quite quickly here. So it looks like taking out Atrops and putting in another Avenger was the way forward in this one. Also a bit of luck with the dodges. Sal doing a cool 228 million. We should see this finished up very quickly here. Taunt applied, and then Janna to finish off. So, yeah, good team build. And then we can go for the Phantom synergy now. So it's not on this one, be on the previous one. So Phantoms. Now Phantoms, they always seem much more powerful on the enemy's team. And I'm going to show you something now. It's a weird one. So we'll go for you two, switch you round, pop you in here, and then we need Phantoms. So let's have a look in here to see who we can choose for our Phantoms lineup. And I think Athusa for the DD synergy. And we'll see if we can get this over with as quickly as we can. We'll add in Atrops here as well. So let's jump into it and see how this Phantom teams perform. So I'm using 2 D&D units here. You can use other Phantoms, but you really will struggle. The Phantom synergy units, they're not great. It's units like Franz and Minotaur who are Phantoms alongside Persephone. And it can be very tough for you to progress really on the Phantom side of things, just because those units they are really weak in my opinion compared to the other units that you can potentially use, like the D&D heroes here. So our Janna got marked, but fortunately we've got the Holy Shield up, and that's because I've got full dodge runes for her, and I've got full I've got the 2 D&D synergies as well, so the Deviant synergy there protecting her. I think she would have gone down very quickly had that been the case, but we should see a victory here. I don't foresee us losing in this one, unless Persephone takes a massive hit right now. But again, we'll see the confused status being sowed. Only one, but you know, it's what it is. Get the healing base on Persephone, on Atrops there, and the full heal. You see how many buffs that gave Sal. It's absolutely required if you do want to build a good Avengers team. It is such a good combination. So Sal and Persephone in very early game, and I did absolutely love that combo, and I just couldn't see anybody beating it until I found the Katrina and Karnak combo. So yeah, you want to pair Persephone with Selim as much as possible. So that's it for Persephone. Like I said, if you've got a copy of her, absolutely fantastic. I would go ahead and invest in her up to sort of about 9 stars or so, just to get her rolling and get all of her passives and everything like that. If you do want to go further with it, if you really love the unit, then yeah, absolutely invest in her talents, invest in her runes. But I will let you know she does kind of fall off later if you don't have those exclusive runes. So just something to keep in mind. Thanks for watching. If you want to leave a like and if you want to subscribe to the channel, it would be really appreciated. I do wish you have a very good day.